We're joined from Beirut by Rachel Karam, political researcher. Ms. Rachel, thank you for joining us on Qnews. We're glad to have you with us. First off, what are the objectives of the Israeli Army's second phase of ground operations in southern Lebanon?
At the outset, I would like to extend my greetings to you and to everyone watching us. In fact, the Israeli staff chief has announced the second phase of this land operation and the incursion operation after the Israeli forces has destroyed the villages on the borders with Palestine. But after 43 days has passed ever since the start of this land incursion, and up until now, no Lebanese village has fallen under the Israeli occupation forces' control. Our people over there are resisting strongly, and it is evident that the Israeli forces in the second phase are going to deepen these strikes on the borders, because one of the objectives of the Israeli forces is to steer away the military forces of Hezbollah from this area. We're talking around 10 to 25 kilometers that they're aiming to steer them away, all the way from the Litani region. But up until now, Israel has not been able to colonize any Lebanese village.
Ms. Rachel, so the Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar has said that a certain progress has been made regarding potential ceasefire talks in Lebanon. How do you interpret this statement in light of the ongoing diplomatic efforts in de-escalating the situation between Lebanon and Israel, and how effective do you think they are?
I think that this is not at all true or accurate. This is just, part of the psychological warfare that Israelis are trying to disseminate in Lebanon and in the Arab world in general. They're just trying to perpetuate the rumor that they're going to terminate the war and to have a to do a ceasefire. And we have seen what happened when, in fact, the Prime Minister of Israel went to the United States and claiming that the war is going to be terminated. On this very same day, Nasrallah was assassinated. On the very same day, the Israeli Prime Minister was addressing the United Nations. And so I believe that this is just part of the psychological and media warfare that the Israelis are embodying in order to just deceive the Arab world. It seems that until now, the Israeli forces have not achieved their goals in Lebanon, and the old American administration led by Biden-Harris, they are going to exit the ruling system on the 20th of January. And so how can an administration that is soon going to leave the presidential office is going to cooperate with Netanyahu in order to establish some kind of a ceasefire? In fact, if they really were serious about that, the Biden-Harris administration would have done something before the elections in order to make their situation a little bit better, but they didn't. And so all the assaults carried out by Israelis in this region has affected the American population, and this led them to opt for Trump over Biden. And so we're going to see what's going to happen on the 20th of January when Trump is named an official president of the United States. But there is just constant pressure between the Lebanese side and the Israeli side. Up until now, we're still having battles on the field, or we're still having Hezbollah forces trying to resist and trying to establish some kind of a barricade between themselves, between the Lebanese villages and the Israeli forces. And in fact, around 230 missiles yesterday were able to land in the internal sides of Israel. And right now, I believe that we still have 1 month or 2 months to go, that this war is going to continue until the new president of the United States is named.
Yeah, so speaking of the Biden administration, what makes it optimistic then about a potential ceasefire in Lebanon? And if you can expand on the diplomatic efforts that the United States is currently working on.
I don't think that the United States at this point wishes to reach a ceasefire. We know that when Netanyahu went to the United Nations recently, he asked of the Republicans to give him the green light in order for him to perpetuate and continue his military operations, whether in Lebanon or in Gaza, until the elections are held. This has happened. This has actually happened. And so I as well believe that the Americans have given Netanyahu this green light to continue with the war until the new president of the United States comes to office. But from now until this time, it is evident that the military operations, the existential targets of Israel, are going to be the indicator which is going to determine the balance of powers between these belligerent parties. And I would like to say that the President-elect of the state, Donald Trump, considers or is considered a person who is conflict averse. His foreign policy is conflict averse. Trump, in fact, thinks a lot about the strategic interests of Israel. And in fact, Netanyahu...
Thank you so much, Ms. Rachel. Sorry for interrupting you due to shortage of time. Thank you so much for all the information you provided us with.